Hi guys, welcome back to project CB550. As you can see, made a little bit of progress recently. Obviously I was waiting until the engine actually started before carrying on with this. There's no point starting on a project that's never going to run. So once it fired up, then that was the green light to get going. So I've stripped all the front end already, and I've been working on the forks. I'll show you how I refurbished them later on. Stripping the forks is an easy job. Not a lot to look out for really, apart from if the shaft is bent, which you can check by rolling it across a flat surface, and for checking for pitting in the chrome, especially where the seal is going to sit. These were pretty good actually, not a lot of pitting in them, just the normal rust from these old bikes around the headlamp bracket. I used a bit of direct to rust paint to cover it up after cleaning it, and they should be good for a few years at least. Inside there's a little plastic ring which acts as a guide, which you might as well change while you're in there. It costs a couple of pounds and it takes no time at all to do it. I'm also going to put in a set of progressive front springs just to help with the handling a little bit, and then after that it's time to get your hands dirty and clean up these aluminium bodies. So you're going to need 4 products for this. The first one is Barkeeper's Friend's Soft Cleanser. Difficult to find in Europe, but you can get it on amazon.co.uk, usually in packs of 4 for not a lot of money. Does what it says on the packaging, removes rust and tarnish, smells pretty bad, and it's going to damage your hands if you haven't got a good pair of gloves. Also sell aluminium polish. For me, they're the best brand of metal polishes. Steel wool, the finest grade you can find. This is 4-0 or quad 0, however you want to call it. And then finally the product that no money can buy. Big old tub of elbow grease. This job is horrible and it's going to take a long time. I can condense it down into a few minutes of time lapse, but this is a lot of work. Let's begin. Cut yourself a piece of steel wool and get a liberal amount of Barkeeper's Friend on it and get scrubbing. It's going to take a while, especially to get into the small casting areas, but if you skimp on those areas it's going to show at the end, so really pay a lot of attention to them. Worth washing it off every so often just to see how you're going, see the areas that you've missed. Always wash it off with demineralized water, that way you'll stop the oxidation setting in straight away. Like I said, it's a lot of work, and each one of these took me 45 minutes to an hour, but in the end it's worth it. When you're happy with the result, give it a good final rinse off with demineralized water and blow it off with some compressed air to completely dry it, and it should look something like this. And now we're ready for the auto sol. The finish you achieve will depend on how much time and effort you want to put into this. I was happy with how they looked after one pass of auto sol. I wanted to achieve a factory look finish anyway, so I was happy with that. I gave them one coat of Cerakote clear lacquer afterwards to protect them, and it means I won't have to polish them again in the future. After that, it was a case of putting a new seal in, throwing them back together and putting them back on the bike. So I'm going to put in some tapered steering bearings. Got them from All Balls Racing. I've heard some mixed reviews about them actually, about the fitment, but we'll see how we get on. Bit of measuring to do, I think, on the old races against the new, so we'll get that figured out, get them pressed in. Let's see if we can get the forks back together today. So the easiest way to get out these old bearings is to get some heat on the external material. So we've got the heat gun, we're going to get the old girl warmed up and see if we can get these old bearings hammered out of the frame. Okay, let's mega. I expected to be here for hours doing that, so pretty pleased it's out within a couple of minutes. We'll start on the bottom bearing now. So here's the new steering bearing kit. Top bearing is the smaller diameter, lower bearing is the bigger diameter, and it comes with this little instruction sheet to tell you what to do, but it's pretty straightforward actually. You just need to measure up the stack height of your old lower bearing and then use one of these two shims along with the new lower bearing to form the same stack height as the old bearing. In this case, the magic number was 18mm, so I used the thinner of the two shims provided, and now we're good to reassemble it. Bearing races in. As you can see, with a bit of temperature, they'll just drop straight in. Quite often read things on Facebook and internet forums about them being difficult to remove, difficult to put in, damaging faces as you try and put them in, but as long as you get the actual frame hot, they're going to drop straight in with a bit of grease on them, so you don't even need to struggle, let the temperature do the work for you. As we've got them in, let's try and put the triple trees or yokes, whatever you want to call them, let's try and get that fitted up. Maybe we can get the forks in pretty quickly. So, forks are back on the bike. Time to get some oil in them. I've gone for this 10 weight oil. I'm not heavy at 80 kilos, I'm also not lightweight, so I think it's a good compromise. And I always use to put the oil in this little cap. It comes on laundry detergent. It's got the millilitres marked off inside, so it's perfect for the job. The only thing is it only goes up to 130, and we're going to put 170 millilitres of oil in these forks, so I'll do it in a couple of steps. So that's it, the forks are back on. I'm super happy with how they've turned out, and with this coat of Cerakote on them, they're not going to need a lot of attention over the years, which is perfect. Can't wait to get the gauges back. I sent them off to CB550faces.com. I've seen some of his work before, it's really nice, so I can't wait to get them back and get the handlebars back on and the controls. We'll get the brake bled once the rim is back on. A little bit of work on the fender to do. It's got a couple of small dents in it, but the chrome itself is in pretty good shape. Then we can get the front end back together and then start moving backwards. So thanks for watching, and please subscribe. Leave any comments below and I'll get back to you if you have any questions. Cheers.